Con Maestro here. Welcome to the Con's Court. Ooh, boy. As you guys know, mullet style, if you all are familiar. If not, mullet style basically means spoilers will be held in the back. And I will be starting off, obviously, with no spoilers at the front. Usually I take about 5 to 10 minutes for no spoilers, and then I kind of just go on to my rant, and we'll see how long it goes for the spoils. So let's begin. Nosferatu 2024. And the movie was dark. It's a rated R movie, obviously. And it is a very dark movie. Very sinister and very dark artsy. So I should say not magical, but kind of not witchy neither. It involves a lot of sorcery. It involves a lot of mystical arts type thing. Not Doctor Strange type mystical arts, but, kind of into the realm of more darker horror movie type stuff, like the curses, like Freddy Krueger type stuff, you know what I mean? Or Annabelle or stuff like that. It gets more into that darker, more monstrous version of mystical arts. And it has been quite interesting, I do have to say. The movie was quite interesting, to say the least. Did I like this movie overall? Well, if I'm going to be honest with you, I liked the first half of the movie, hated the last half. First half started off really good, started off with a great beat, a great music, great shots. Movie has amazing shots. All around, just very good shots. It's CGI and effects, great. Absolutely great. It's mainly the story that will bother some people. I've seen a lot of people like this movie, have praised this movie, and I had seen a lot of people have not liked it. And I could see why you wouldn't like it and why you would like it. So it's really one of those movies that you have to go see. As a horror fan, I would say yes, go see it. Given that I didn't like the last half, I would probably say wait until it comes out on something and then watch it. And if you really liked it, then take the time to go ahead and fully appreciate it in theaters. I went to go try to fully appreciate it in theaters, and the theaters definitely added to it, as it does with any other movie. Really added to the suspense and the darkness and the creepiness of the movie. The movie was very creepy. It had a very suspenseful story, at least to me, for the first half of the movie. Once it hit that middle act for me, it just kind of started going in a direction that I could not tell where this movie was going, which in some cases is good for a horror movie. But in the case of the ending of this movie, which I'm obviously not going to spoil right now, it was not. So with that being said, it just was not fully what I was looking for in a movie. As a horror movie, especially with somebody as iconic as a vampire like Nosferatu. Just wasn't my thing. We didn't even make it to the 5-minute mark. I can't really talk fully about what I really want to talk about unless I spoil it. So with that being said, I'm just kind of this is my verdict with no spoilers, is at the end of the day, you're probably going to have to go to see it. It's not one of those movies where it's like I can give you a non-spoiler free review and tell you whether it's going to be absolutely bad or absolutely good. There were many parts of this movie that I liked and many parts of this movie that I did not like. And a lot of the parts that I did not like went toward the end of the movie. A lot of parts of the movie that I did like were near the beginning and, getting closer to the middle of the movie. Acting was good. CGI, effects was good, music was good, tone was good, all that stuff was good. It's just the direction of the story. It's the script itself. It's the entirety of the story that is bothering me. That's the problem. But anyways, we are now at the mullet style part of this review. We are now getting into the spoilers. Did not mean to kick the table, sorry. So we are now getting into the spoilers. Everybody that does not want to be spoiled, head on out. Everybody that doesn't care or has already seen the movie, stay. We are beginning now at the 6-minute mark. This movie was just weird. Obviously, this takes inspiration from many different things, from original source material, original movie, the original movie of the vampires of Nosferatu and Dracula and all that other stuff. It's heavily based on stuff like, especially the likeness with the mustache and everything, kind of giving him a more human look. Because at the end of the day, they wanted it to not really be a monster. They wanted it to be more of an undead human. So adding facial hair and actual hair and stuff kind of added to the humanity of this creature. Didn't make it so much as a beast as a highly intelligent, infected person. And all in all, it in my opinion, made him less intimidating. Which might have been the point. Like I said, trying to be an undead human. I personally think that a giant monster would be far more terrifying than a zombie. But maybe that was the point, is that they were trying to show that Dracula or Nosferatu or whatever you want to call it is technically an undead zombie monster. So I don't know. I thought it made him less intimidating. I would have rather gone for the monstrous look like the original Nosferatu. I liked that far better. It was more eerie and creepy and just like, what the heck? Versus this one is what the heck for a different reason. It's just like, okay. Vampire with a mustache. Let's see where this goes. So the looks, I'm like, I don't really care. You know what I mean? Who cares? Let's see what this vampire can actually do. First part of the movie was really good, very dark, sinister. When he makes it to, when the main character, can't even remember his name. That's how you know how this movie was for me. By the time I got to the end of the movie, I was more confused on why they went with the story that they did than actually caring about the characters. They didn't stick with me. The names didn't stick with me very much. I kind of got bored. And my eyes began to kind of flutter and close at the halfway mark. There is a boring tone to this movie, in my opinion. It does kind of get dragged out for certain bits. It tries to stay suspenseful. And it does go well doing that near the beginning. As it gets toward the middle, it begins to slow down. And as it continues, it just kind of got boring. And you begin to question what the pacing of this movie even is. I feel like the pacing was off too. The pacing, especially once you got to the end, was kind of odd. They began this whole, we're going to hunt down Nosferatu. But then Nosferatu is already awake by time night comes because he's a vampire. He's not going to come out during the day. So then that kind of adds weirdness of like, why pick now I can't wait now. We must go and kill the vampire. Even though it's getting dark. The girl even heard that, it was going to be the third night was when he was going to try to go ahead and do what he was going to do, or he was going to kill her lover. So we already established when he was going to do this. They were far too late to begin their little adventure of trying to kill the vampire, which might have been the point. Maybe the girl and the crazy guy that Willem Dafoe plays was trying to trick them and make them not do that, which I believe is what they did. But it just kind of is ignorant. Like, why go along with this vampire's plan? Why fulfill his thing? To end the curse of Nosferatu, you must make the sacrifice. It was stupid. Girl ends up dying, letting him bang her. They embrace each other until the cock crows, cock-a-doodle-doo, and they die. And it did nothing. Why would an evil vampire want to die and end the curse of a vampire? Is he not supposed to carry on the lineage of a vampire? Is he not supposed to go ahead and add to that roster once he dies, somebody takes his mantle? That's how the vampires have always been. If you're going for a unique vampire, you did it. He didn't carry on any type of line. It doesn't continue. And that's another point that I would like to add. Just because it's unique does not make it good. They wanted this to be a unique vampire. Congratulations. It sucked. I didn't like it. I didn't like the ending. I think the ending sucked. It was like one of those horror movies or those short horror movies that you watch where it leaves you off on a cliffhanger that will never get resolved. Sometimes that's a good ending. Sometimes for a story, that's a great ending. Other times it's not. It's stupid. It sucks. It makes you feel like you wasted all of your time to get no resolution. I hate movies like that sometimes. It's like I watched all of this, put all of my time and effort and sometimes money if I go to the theater to see this, and you take me on this great adventure just to not give me any resolution, any conclusion. I have a billion questions. Makes me want to be interested in it, but I know it's not going to ever get a sequel. Why would I care? This is one of those movies that's not going to get a sequel. I highly doubt it will. Why do you say that? Well, here's why. Everybody that got bit by Dracula did not, if they stayed alive, did not get infected. Vampires who bite somebody are supposed to infect them if they do not kill them. That's how this works. Same goes for werewolves. If somebody gets bit by a werewolf, not scratched, but bit, sometimes scratched, it depends on the iteration, but originally, if a werewolf bites you, you live through the encounter, it doesn't eat you and kill you, you become a werewolf. That's how that works. And the only way you can kill a werewolf is by using silver bullets or silver whatever. Right. Cool. Vampires be the same way. You have to stake them through the chest or the heart. You've got to use garlic, all this other bull crap, blah, 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 holy water, blah, 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 blah. Okay. Vampire bites you. You make it away. You become a vampire. I guess this iteration of Nosferatu or Dracula or whatever you want to call him, or Vlad, does not infect anybody. But that's dumb, because then how did he become Nosferatu? You know what I'm saying? Was there some form of like conjuring or some type of spell? What happened? And also he has this little minion guy who sends the guy who played Hank McCoy Beast from X-Men, that actor, sends him to go to that castle to be drained of blood and everything else. I assumed was to be infected and to continue the vampire line. Because why else would you have him go there? It doesn't make any sense. Nobody gets infected when he bites somebody and leaves them alive. Number one. I don't know. The movie ending really confused me. It started off good. It had a good tone, especially when you got to the castle. It was very eerie, suspenseful, crazy. There was wolves chasing the guy. There was a chariot, or not a chariot, but like a horse carriage that came out of nowhere, not being driven by anybody. He was taken there, dark, tone, everything was pitch black. It was nighttime. You know, he gets bit. You think, oh my God, that's where he becomes a vampire. Oh my God, crazy. Suspense even added more. How is this going to go? How is he going to escape? Does he escape? Or is he going to be sent to this town to go cause and ravage and terror and build a new castle and a new empire added to the vampire line? How is this going to go? Is he going to kill Nosferatu and take the throne, take the mantle of the brand new vampire lord? No. None of that happens. There is nothing of value that happens. Absolutely nothing. He escapes just to go to the town, for a majority of the town to die, for a majority of the main characters to die. And there's no resolution other than this crazy chick who had some form of relation and was to be betrothed at some point to Vlad or Nosferatu at one point, willingly allows him to go nuts on her. She dies, he dies. Sun rises up. Nothing happens to lift the curse. The only curse is Nosferatu. The only one cursed is Nosferatu and the girl. The girl was cursed. Then why don't you two just die and not kill everybody to do it? You're telling me that she couldn't have just died and he couldn't have just died on their own and not killed a bunch of people to do it? This was the most, ignorant, weird, love but not love story I've ever heard in my life. I've ever seen in my life. I really didn't want to spoil it at the beginning. I really wanted to give people a chance to go ahead and watch it for themselves because maybe they will like it. Maybe they'll like the absolute, utter, inconsistent ignorance of the movie. Maybe they will like the weird ending and it'll be just a ride for them to take. Maybe they'll like the adventure of the movie and not the conclusion. I care more about the story and the purpose of the story. I legitimately thought that one of the main characters, the guy who plays Hank McCoy, I can't remember his name for the life of me right now. I thought that he was going to become a vampire, which would have been important. It would have made so much better of a story. Because now you're dealing with two vampires, and now you got to figure out what's going to go on with them. Nope. Get nothing like that. So the vampire does not infect anybody. He can infect people with plagues. He can cause a plague, can control rats, can move like a shadow, can go invisible basically, can do all of these crazy things. And for some reason gives up all of that power. He wants to be called my lord, but gives up all of that power for a woman first and foremost, and to die. I just don't see it as a vampire why that would be something you would do. I don't know. For a villain, this villain sucked. This made no sense. At least people like Michael Myers kill for a reason because they had the curse of the thorn, or they kill to gain power and become stronger. That's something that they're just urged to do. Jason will kill because of vengeance. He wants revenge against the counselors and the campers, and for killing his mother. Freddy Krueger kills for the fun of it. He enjoys it. It's something that he enjoys doing. He likes inflicting fear. He consumes it. It's something that he gets energy and power from. He likes the power. He likes being the cocky villain. It's something he enjoys. He's pure evil. Chucky does it because he loves doing the evil things, the evil deeds. He's a murderer. It's something that he's into. What satisfaction does Nosferatu get from this? Nothing. Did he really just do what he did for the girl and that was it? Because that is the dumbest motivation I've ever heard in my life. Makes me want to get my money back. I would have rather waited till it came out and then seen it. The trailers did not show this type of a story. Anything I seen did not show this type of a story. I saw the dude freaking out and thought, oh, okay, he's becoming a vampire. Never in my wildest dreams did I think he was going to make it to the end, not showing that he became a vampire once. He had a bite. He showed the guys he had a bite, saying, it's real, it happened. No resolution from that. Nothing happened with that. That bite was nothing but to be proof that there was a vampire. And that dude and his family, his two kids, die gruesomely. For nothing. Absolutely nothing. Nothing was gained from that. There was no revenge. They didn't get to kill the vampire. So their deaths were meaningless. It was just a way for that vampire to get his way with the girl. That was it. The vampire wins in the end, but for no reason, because he gets nothing out of it. His motivation makes no sense. If I was to rate this movie on a scale of 1 to 10, I'm giving it a solid 3. Want to know why I'm giving it a 3? Great music, great effects, great acting. That's it. Only reason it's getting a 3. Great acting with great actors, great music with a great tone, great effects, whether it be CGI, practical, whatever else. Great. Guess why it only has 3? Story. It takes all the other points. There is no point of the CGI and the effects. There is no point of the tone and the music, and no point of the characters and the acting if the story and the movie's conclusion and the rest of its whole point sucks. No point. Completely ruins it. Story matters more than anything. I can watch a movie with terrible acting, terrible CGI, and everything else as long as it's got a good story that I'm actually invested and interested in, because then I feel like my time wasn't wasted. I got a story that I liked. That's why you go to see a movie, is for a good story. Something to captivate you and keep your interest. A story that is interesting. It's nice to have all those other things, but those other things mean nothing when you take the core main point of a movie away, the story. I'm giving it a 3 out of 10. I'd rather watch any other vampire movie. I've seen many other vampire movies, and they've been far, far better, with far better stories, far better conclusions, far better motivations, much, much better. So, yeah. That is my review. If you all enjoyed my reaction and my review and thoughts, make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and share. Post your comments down below. Let me know what you all thought. And as always, I will catch you on the next video. Peace.